This is Manzer's nap time. He is right there, just like yesterday. Hi, Tara. Okay, hey, does anybody know how to do a premiere for a live video? Because that would be super helpful. So if you know how to do that, let me know. Hi, Missy. But yeah, the premieres are really nice because it would notify you 30 minutes before the video actually is on. And I would love that because, I don't know, then you just know. You'd know when we're 30 minutes away. That would be really awesome. So, okay, here's little Mr. Manzer down for the count again. Hello, Indiana. Here's Nellie. Maya, thank you. All right, guys, today I have a topic again. We're going to talk about halters. And I have a whole pile of halters in my arm, and we're going to talk about them and go over the difference. But of course, first we're going to visit with everybody just a little bit. Jen, thank you. I'm so glad you enjoy my channel. Hello, Sweden. And here's Nakona. Stella's over here chewing on a stick. Emily, what's your deal with wanting to know how many horses everybody owns and breeding and all that kind of stuff? That's like your question, man. Okay. Last night I took a shedding blade when I brought all my horses in for their grain. I took a shedding blade and I went over just about everybody with it, and it was so funny because they all just like stopped in their tracks and they're like, oh, that feels so good. Because usually my horses are getting brushed a lot. They get brushed all the time, sometimes multiple times a day. Hi, here's Daisy. She says hello. And so, hi, what do you want? She's not usually so social, but, so yeah, everybody was loving the brushing last night and the hair was just rolling off of them. They loved it. All right, I'm gonna get my spot. Now, you guys have been, this is what, day number 5, I think, of the Corona Chronicles that we have going on here. So bringing you your daily video to keep everybody from having barn withdrawals. And as you can see, here's the round bale or the net that I've been sitting on, and the other one is totally empty. And I'm gonna show you how empty it is, just to get an idea. And there's like no waste. When you use these, there's just very, very little to no waste, and it's awesome. There's Nika. There we go. That is a pretty darn empty hay net, and I love it because, like I said, no waste, and it takes them a long time. We still have quite a bit. There's a lot left in this one yet. I don't know why, but for some reason, they like to just chow down on one first and then they work on the other one. I don't know why. But so I'm gonna throw all my halters down. I got so much stuff. I got so much stuff. I got horses, and I bet you they're gonna go taken off with no longer any weeds in your garden. Oh gosh, I wish I could reach my garden. But yeah, that's great. We all have a little bit extra time. Well, some of us have a little extra time now. You know, those who are in healthcare, oh my gosh, you guys are amazing people for everything that you're dealing with. But and like my husband, he's been working nonstop from his home office. But you know, there's some of us that just have so much stuff that we can get caught up on, and it's fabulous, dude. Oh, buddy. It's a little chillier out than I thought it was going to be. I'm really not dressed appropriately. He's like, here, I'm gonna bite your knee. There's Cinnamon over there. Ouch. See? Bit my knee. Jim, you just asked about Patreon. Yes, I actually did just start a Patreon account, and I just haven't like done the tiers and stuff yet. It's a little confusing. I mean, it's not bad, but I'm not really good about, here's what I'm terrible at. I'm terrible at writing about myself, and so it takes a lot of thinking for me to do that kind of stuff. I don't know, it's just something that is a little hard for me. So I got to finish that up, because then I will have a Patreon account available. So that's going to be super cool when that's ready for those who have requested it. And okay, let me get on my seat here. And just so you know, like here, I'm going to do a little 360. So you can see like how surrounded I am. And I have to go back around because I'm all twisted up now with my wires. Ta-da! So, yeah, this is great. But nobody's allowed to bite me. So I got my little stick here. Where'd it go? Somebody's gonna try to steal this, I bet. All right, so I got a whole bunch of halters here. I got 3 different kinds of halters here that we're gonna talk about. But I wanna go over a couple other little things first. So let's see. I'm gonna try to fix this a little bit so I don't have it quite so like on my face. I hope you can still hear me though. That's one problem about having my camera too far away, is nobody can hear me then. So I apologize. And then there's all this crunching and munching going on. Hello, Pennsylvania. Hey, you made it today. Way to go. Awesome. Hey, Katie. How's it going? All right, my friend Katie has joined in. So if you guys have not, oh look, Manzer's nursing in the background. How cute. If you guys have not visited the channel Horse Talk, go over to Katie's channel and check it out. Katie is my traveling partner. I've gotten a lot of my horses from her. Her daughter's Dandy the Horse Girl. I've known them forever. So go on over and check out her channel. And I think she's posting a channel. I think she's posting a video tonight, or at least filming tonight. So, and Katie's in healthcare, so she's super busy. And a big shout out to her for working her butt off lately with everything that's going on. So, anyway, check her out. She's awesome. Okay, so let me see. I have, first of all, you guys, like, I'm like mind blown over the love, guys. Seriously, like, you guys are awesome. You guys are so awesome. And I'm gonna try to read my notes. I got notes here. So I got introduced to Super Chat the other day. Thank you, Base Brat, if you're watching. Thank you for introducing me to Super Chat. I had no idea that such a thing even existed. And so I'm going to go through my little spiel just so everybody knows what that is and what's going on. Basically, I do all my filming with my iPhone and editing everything. So it takes me a long time, and it's not the best quality. And I am excited though, because last night I did just discover a way to upload videos longer than 15 minutes. I had no idea. I've been doing everything through iMovie, and I upload the videos through there, and I found a way to do it so I can upload longer videos. So I'm so excited. So that was a huge thing for me, because you guys got to understand that there's days where I'm like, oh, I'm just going to film a little bit throughout the day. And I sit down to edit it, and it's 45 minutes long. And I have to cut that down to 15 minutes. And, oh, Nanzer, thank you for letting me know. Get out of my stuff. Ew. Oh, gosh, did you guys see that? They almost flipped me off here. Look at that. Ew, now it's full of poop. So, I guess I can't blame them. I am in the middle of their food. I'm sitting on their dinner table. And they got minis over here fighting. Which they're gonna get all rowdy with each other. Okay, so anyway, so I'll sit down to edit, and I'm like, oh, 45 minutes worth. Great. And the thing that stinks about that is I have to edit it down to 15 minutes, and I take out so much stuff that I really want to leave in for you guys. But there's videos that's why it takes me so long to get them to you, because I dread the amount of editing that I have to do. I dread the amount of editing that I have to do to get that video out there for you. So I just want you guys to understand that. So all the super chats, here comes Sassy. Look at her. Oh, see, that was karma. That was Karma. Did you guys see that? Did you see Daisy try to kick Nika and almost fall on her butt? Yeah, that was Karma. She's a brat. So all the money that comes from Super Chats, every single penny that you guys do on Super Chat goes directly towards me buying new equipment so I can make better quality videos and offer more videos and all that, because it'll save me so much time in doing that, and I can just make them so much better. And same with PayPal. I've got several people that have sent me stuff through PayPal, and oh my gosh, thank you guys so much. That is just amazing. And I also want you to know too, I'm not asking you to send me stuff by any means. Not asking that. If you've got somebody in need that could use a donation, definitely give it to them. This is just if you have extra and you want to donate to for me to get my equipment quicker, so I can make better quality videos, then that's awesome, and I appreciate it so much. So I just wanted to say that, because I don't want anybody to think that I'm like, you know, asking. So, but it is there, and I've had subscribers ask me to set up my PayPal and all that, and so I did, and I just appreciate you guys so much. So, but with that being said, I want to thank Laura Lee, Karen, Angela. You guys rock. You guys sent me money on PayPal, and your donation is so kind. Thank you for doing that. And then everybody who has sent me something on Super Chat, I try to thank you as it comes up. I've seen most of them, I think, and there is a way for me to go and look at those online. I haven't quite figured that out completely yet. So, but it'll be really cool for me to see that, because you guys, thank you. Just know that it is so appreciated. I think Jason's gonna join us in a little while. He had a phone conference that he was gonna be on, and then I think he's gonna come out. So that'll be really cool to have him out here with us. And no fighting. Marie, thank you so much. That's so awesome of you. We got our first Super Chat today from Marie. Thank you. Oh, look at her. See? Like, if Petra wanted to, she would stomp her. Like, that's just, it's just ridiculous that these guys let her get away with that crap. So, all right. Reading my notes here. Hold on one second. Oh, also too, all right, so if you guys are looking for my PayPal info or any of that, it is listed in the description below. And also down in the description, I have my email address. And a few of you have sent me your stories. And oh my gosh, I am enjoying reading your stories so much. Thank you just for sending me. Kathy, I really enjoyed reading about your horse show. Jim, I really love reading about your career and everything that you've done in the horse world. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. And Lynn, your story, of course, was so so heartfelt. I really appreciate that. So everybody has, and then I forget. Oh my gosh, I forgot who it is. I saw your name come up on here a little bit ago, but one of my viewers sent me a video of her baby girl watching one of Manzer's videos. Actually, it was of his sire when I dropped Nika off to be bred. And Amigo is the sire's name. Sharon, thank you very much. Amigo is the sire's name, and he was kind of trotting towards the camera. And oh my gosh, little girl was trying to pet him through the TV. Oh, it was so sweet. Thank you for sharing that with me. I just love that. That's awesome. And I'm going to share that with Wendy. She's the gal that owns the sire, because she'll really get a kick out of that too. She loves kids, so I'll make sure to send that off. All right, so send me your email me your stories. I just love it. Thank you. So I want you to know too that I spent like 2 hours today organizing some of my videos, organizing my videos and trying to make my playlists even better. So if you guys, like somebody was asking me questions about raising a foal. Oh gosh, did you see that? Oh, she's a stinker. So that's what happens. Like, she needs work. She needs work. When they sit around and don't do anything, you can tell these horses haven't been getting enough work. That's what happens. They turn into little turds. So, but anyway, so somebody was asking me about a foal yesterday, and um, the nice thing is I was able to just say, go to Manzer's playlist and watch from the beginning, because I have everything from the day, hi Violet! I have everything from the day that I dropped Nika off at the breeder forward of Manzer's entire journey. And that's the whole purpose of my playlist, is I want my videos to be, oh, thank you, Pat. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I just got another super chat, guys. That's great. 25 bucks. But I want all of my videos to be timeless, okay? I want them to be educational and something that you guys can just go back and listen to the stories and everything. Hello, Australia. That's what I'm trying to do. So it's kind of like, you know, like your favorite Netflix series, I guess, where you can go through the whole thing and watch it all. So that's kind of my thoughts. And everything is divided into categories. So please check out those lists. They are, I'm trying to spend a lot of time making them awesome for you. So, I feel like there's going to be some altercations behind me. Hi, Susie. Thanks for joining. Hey, and if you're watching this after the live, if you're watching this after the actual live and you can't see the chat that's going on, last night I was showing my mother-in-law so she could read what everybody's saying. So when you pull up the video, underneath it, it says view chat. If you click on view chat, you can see what everybody's saying during this whole time. And I actually would love to go back and see, because I know there were some conversations going on yesterday between some of my barn kids, and it's just fun to read what you guys are saying, but it's hard for me to look at it and tell a story and stuff because I get so distracted. Annabelle just wants to say hi. Isn't she cute? So anyway, that's kind of fun if you want to go through and read it. Now, if you ask me a question and I don't respond, please wait until the video is done and processed and leave a comment in the video comment section, and I will make sure to answer your question. I read every single comment that I can find on my channel, guys, every single one. And some of them I can't respond to every single one, but I try to at least, you know, give it a thumbs up or a heart or something so you know that I've read it. So, okay, getting into our halters. Let's see. I know that, my gosh, I got hay in my eyes. What is my dream horse? I don't know. I got him. I got him here. They're awesome. I love my horses. Now, someday I hope to have a Friesian. I really think Friesians are super cool. And they've always been like they've always been the breed that kind of makes me go, oh, I just love them. And so, but a thought that I had is someday, because I have some mares that I just adore. I absolutely adore my mares. And watch it. Manzer's digging in the manure pile. What a stinker. So, but like this mare, for instance, Nakona, she is lovely. She is so lovely. And oh my gosh, someday, you know, someday she'll be retired from riding and everything, and it would be really fabulous to be able to carry on her legacy. And so I'd love to breed her. I would love to breed her, and I would love to breed her to a Friesian. So leave me a comment below and let me know what you think about breeding this pretty lady to a Friesian. Yeah, that would be pretty awesome. So I think it'd be a good cross for her. I'm okay with certain kinds of crosses. I'm not into like, okay, let's just breed this to that to get the right color. I'm not into that at all. But I've known people who breed horses just to get certain colors. No, I would never ever do that. So if it was solid black, I'd be cool with that. If it was gray, I'd be cool with that. If it was polka dotted, I'd be cool with that. I don't care what color it is. I do not know how to make a rope halter. That was a question that was just asked. I have tried. I was a 4-H leader for over 10 years, and we had 50-some kids in our club at one time, and I did a new topic every meeting. Every meeting we did something fun, and we this one time we were like, let's make rope halters. Let's everybody get together and make rope halters. Okay, so imagine like a whole pile of kids, everybody trying to make rope halters. Oh my gosh, it was so much work, and it was awful. It was like, I am never doing this. So so that was my only experience with trying to make a rope halter. But like Tara in my barn, she is really good at making reins and other different things, and I really think that she should learn how to make rope halters, because that would be awesome for her to do that, and then she could sell them. Be a nice little side job. And but I have a gal who makes all my halters for me, and she does a fabulous job, but she's gonna retire eventually, and I would love to go down to where she lives. She's a few states away, but I would love to go and visit with her and have her teach us how to make rope halters, because I think that would be awesome to learn from a professional rather than just printing something off online and trying to wing it. So, all right. So I'm going to get into the topic of today's video, and that is halters, what I use, why I use them, and the difference between different kinds of halters. So, and bear with me here as I'm like defending myself and getting flipped over in the hay and all that good stuff. Now, if you followed my channel or been in my program for any amount of time, you know that my preference are rope halters. I like, and now I can't use two hands, so you gotta be, oh, bummer, I'm sorry that the Wi-Fi is not working. I hope it's not, I hope the connection's not bad on my end. I really try to go places where I have a good connection. That's why I haven't been in my arena at all to do these, because I don't think it's going to work out in there with it being a metal building. That was a problem we had when Nika was getting close to having Manzer, is we just have a bad connection out there. Oh, good. Thanks, Jen, for letting me know that. I appreciate it. Okay, so rope halter. I use a rope halter, and as you can see, I just have, this is how my lead rope is attached to my halter. Very simple. And this is a 11-foot lead. I believe the question that was just asked is asking how to do, how to tie a rope halter. I think that was the question. And I do have a video on my channel about that. I can't, if Jason comes out here, look at, there's a little stinkers fighting again. Whenever something interesting happens, I'll show you. Okay, they're gonna go butt to butt. Oh boy. I do have a video from this fall that I haven't edited yet. Guys, I have like over 100 videos that I haven't edited yet. Like, I have a lot. So that's why I'm really wanting to get some good equipment, because I want to get this stuff to you faster. I could genuinely give you a video every single day with everything that I've got and all the ideas that I've got too. So yeah, stay tuned, because there's so much of that stuff coming. But I have a video of Danny haltering Sally, and some things went wrong, and we worked through them and fixed all that, and that was awesome. So that'll be a really good video when I finally get around to doing it. That was at my teen horse camp this fall. So yes, rope halter, and these are made out of a high quality rope. I'm not a fan of a lot of the rope halters that are out there. I like a good quality rope halter. If you're going to buy a rope halter, I recommend, if you're going to buy one offline, I will actually have in the description of this video, if you go down underneath this video, you'll see I have links to equipment that I use. And so I have links to some of the types of rope halters that I use there. So you can go and check that out. And it's not the same as this particular one, but very, very close. So if it's like $7, if a rope halter is $7, there's a good chance that it's not of any kind of quality that I would use. I like a nice quality rope halters. They're like, they're about $30. They're less than that, but you can find them, you know, at really good prices. And then the same with the lead ropes too. I have a lead rope listed in the description below. I like a good quality lead rope. It has to have good feel to it, and that's something that I always do. Is I have my riders at my camps and such, my boot camps and group lessons and stuff. A lot of times we'll take a rope halter and we'll take a lead rope, and I'll have them be at the end of it and have them feel the energy that can go through the rope. So there's really cheap rope that if you move it around, it just doesn't, it doesn't have any life to it. You can't feel it on the other end. So it takes so much for your horse to actually feel what's going on. So I like a lead rope that has really good feel. So, and somebody just mentioned the halters with extra knots on the noseband. I do have a couple of those, but it, hold on one second. I think something just fell off my camera. Uh-oh. Ha! Must not have been anything too important. It's still all staying there. So I personally, like I said, I have a couple of those with the extra knots, but it's not something that I use on a regular basis because I don't think it's necessary. You know, a horse that really is like trying to, hey, can you maybe go over like a little bit there? Thanks. A horse that, I'll give you an example of a time that I use these extra knot halters. I had a Percheron Frisian cross that was here for training, and that was a cool horse. So cool. He was huge, absolutely massive, and he was so fun to work with. And this horse, the reason that I had him for training is because he was bolting on his rider. And it was a friend of mine and her husband, it was her husband's horse, and she liked to trail ride him, or he liked to trail ride him. And he'd go out on his own, but if the horse got spooked at anything, he would turn around and run home, period. And there was no stopping him. And that's it was a, oh, I don't know, he was probably 1,600 pounds at least. He was a big boy. At least. He was probably more than that. He was, and he was a solid, almost 17 hands, 16 and a half, 17 hands. He was a big boy. So imagine a horse of that size taking off on you. Oh, there's a bald eagle, guys. I don't know if you can see it. You see the bald eagle? So that's a big horse to be taken off on you through the woods. And so I took the horse for training, and he would take off on you on the ground too. That is a big horse. So I needed everything I could get to be able to stop that horse. And so that's why I use those extra knots. I see no purpose in using them besides a situation like that where I'm a small person, so I needed everything I could get to get a handle on that horse. So if you don't need extra knots, there's no reason to use them. If anything, they'll just rub on your horse's face. And so yeah, I'm not a big fan personally. So it's pretty uncommon for me to use them. So hello UK. So next, all right, so rope halter, my halter of choice. Next is something I'm sure a lot of people have seen. And I'm going to go back to my rope halter and talk about that after I talk about these guys. Now, of course, everything is in a big ball here because Manzer is playing with it all. All right, this is a Weaver nylon halter with the buckles. And you see how there's a snap on that right there, connecting the lead rope to the halter. Okay, so this is what I always used to use. I've been using rope halters for, let's see, I think until, hi Eugene, I think, oh, look who came over to say hi. She was just reaching out to touch the camera. That's super cool. Hi, sweetheart. Let's see. Oh, I remember the exact day, actually. Okay, here's when I started using rope halters. It was somewhere 2006, and I was working at a facility, giving lessons and stuff, and basically, and it was only about a mile away from my parents' house. And so what I would do is I would, I lived on site, but my horses were at my parents' house a mile away. So I would take my truck and trailer, I would go pick up my horse or horses. I had Poco and I had Miss Kitty at the time I used for lessons. And then Nika. So those were the only 3 horses that we owned at the time. So that was a while ago. My herd has grown substantially. Look, I gotta give you guys another look at. Whoever just said, darn you missed rope halters, don't worry, I'm gonna go back to them. So while I would haul my horses up to this other barn to give lessons, they would just hang out in the trailer and munch on hay in between lessons and stuff. So, but my gelding Poco, he was my main lesson horse, and Miss Kitty was my secondary. And Poco had a really chunky little quarter horse head. But it was like, it was real short. He had a short, stocky head, and he had big jowls. And the regular halter with the buckles and stuff would rub right here. Can you see on Annabelle? Would rub when he would chew. And so he would always have these bald spots right there, and I felt so bad for him because they would get rubbed right raw. And I'm like, I've got to do something because this is absolutely horrible that this is doing this to his face. And a horse should be able to wear a halter for a few hours without it causing any kind of issue. Now, with that being said, I'm going to say I do not leave horses in stalls, and I do not leave horses in the pasture with halters on. A rope halter does not break. Do not leave a rope halter on a horse in an area where they can get tangled up in it, okay? When they're tied, that's a different situation, but you wouldn't want to leave them loose on them, because if they were to get caught, you could really have yourselves a nasty, nasty wreck, and your horse could really get hurt. Leather halters will break, but to me, just seeing a halter on a horse in a pasture at all drives me crazy. I really can't stand to see that, because I'm like, you know, do you want to wear shoes all the time? It's just, I don't think it's right to leave halters on a horse all the time. Okay, so Poco, I felt so bad for him. And it's funny because the facility that I was working at, I was actually forbidden to use rope halters because I was told that they were mean and wrong and harsh, and that they will never release pressure and blah, 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 all this stuff. So I kind of had to sneak it and kind of do my own thing. So that's what I did. And I had taken Rain in for training at that time. She was owned by my friend Katie and her family, but I took her in for training. And so you have to be careful here because I'm at a height where they could jump over this sucker, so I got to be careful. So I got my trusty little stick here to arm myself, defend myself. And so I started using a rope halter, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is wonderful. Like, if you needed something, you had it. So, and what I mean by that is, if I had a horse spook and go to take off, when they got to the end of that rope, they felt it, okay? But when they're just sitting there doing, you know, their thing, they didn't feel any pressure from that. So to me, it made so much sense to use those. And then the whole fact with, I've had plenty of horses in my life that pull back while tied. Hi Sue, thanks for joining in. I can't read your comments all right now, but again, if I don't answer something, leave it in the comment section below the video after it's processed. So just come back to it later. But somebody just asked, what do I think of training halters? I'm going over the 3 types of halters that I have ever used. I don't believe in using anything besides a rope halter. That's all I use in my program. I think everything else is gimmicky, and I see no point to it, okay? So I think it's somebody just trying to make a buck, basically, is what it is. People are like, well, I'll just make my own, and then I'll market it as being this awesome thing that's going to magically train your horse for you. I don't believe in that kind of stuff. So I think the halter that you put on your horse day one is a halter that they should be able to use their entire life. And like I said, unless there's a situation where having those extra knots because you've got a horse that's, you know, dragging you around, that's different. So going back to where I was is with horses who, yeah, I'm personally not a fan of Monty Roberts halters. It's just me. So I see no point. So I've had plenty of horses pull back and break the snap. Have you guys ever had a horse pull back and break a snap or break the halter? Oh gosh, I bought so many halters in my life because, Poco used to sit back and break stuff all the time. Or here's another thing too, as he'd do it, as I'd turn him loose in the yard and he'd walk around, and the second that he stepped on his lead rope, look at her. The second that he stepped on his lead rope, he'd pull back real quick and break the snap. Oh, now I got to buy another lead rope, you know? And I didn't know any better as a kid. Instead of training him to give to pressure and accept it, I just kept buying equipment. So I've wasted so much money over the years on all the crap that I've bought. So that the break and snap, okay, here's the thing is, I don't want my gear to break. When my horse pulls back, I want my gear to break. And people are like, oh, well, if it doesn't break, your horse is gonna get hurt. No, how about let's just teach the horse not to pull back. Let's teach the horse to give to pressure so he learns not to do that. Every single time your horse pulls back and breaks the snap and is free, he just got a big release. And that is what teaches them to do it, okay? So the more they pull back well tied and get away with that, the more they're learning to do it, the more dangerous they become. So it's kind of like I talked about yesterday. Violet, I'll tell you real quick because you're taking off, but Miss Kitty is doing pretty darn good. So I'll make sure to keep updating on her, okay? See you later. So I was talking about Nakona, this girl here yesterday, a lot about the lack of forward motion. And the lack of forward, this horse pulled back pretty bad. I got some good stories to tell you about her pulling back. She took off with an entire wall. And I'm not gonna go into that right now though, because it's too long. And so anyway, we need to fix those problems, okay? Don't just let it keep happening. And I will do an entire series on that kind of stuff. That's all coming, guys. It's all coming. I'm going to get memberships started on my channel. So, because here's the thing is like the in-depth training videos really don't go over so well. So I'll be making those available to members on my channel. So anybody who wants to take their horsemanship seriously and like learn step by step, that'll be available for members. So that is coming in the near future. And then after that, I'm hoping to have an actual like a site, a website called Versatile Horsemanship University. I'm hoping that we can get that going because that would be super cool to have that going and have everything available on there as well. Okay, so moving on. So there's my beef with this kind of a halter. I'm going to tell you one more thing about these. If you ever had a horse who kind of drags you around on the ground a little bit, you have a halter like this on them. Look at Cinnamon. She's like, oh, hello. Hey, sweetheart. You got a halter like this on them. They can drag you all over the place, everywhere. Oh my gosh, they'll just drag you all over. You'll be like skiing behind them. Because it's wide. Think about if I were to push on you with my hand. You guys like my my fingers popping through my gloves? Think of me pushing on you with my hand, okay? And you're able to kind of push into that pretty easily. Now, think of me taking like my finger and pushing on you with my finger. You're not able to lean on me as much, okay? There's just more feel there. But if I'm just touching you with my finger, it's no big deal. Just like if I'm just touching you with my hand, it's no big deal. But it's the leaning. It's when the pressure is applied. That's where it makes the difference, okay? So this, since it's wider, your horse can lean on it very easily and they can pull. So when they go to pull back when tied, they can sit back and just keep on pulling until they break it, okay? Doesn't bother them a bit. A rope halter is not going to allow a horse to have that kind of comfort, okay? So now the next thing I'm going to talk about that I have here is a, I hear barking. Oh, thought maybe my husband was coming, but no, just the dog randomly barking at a horse. So the next kind of halter I've got here is a leather halter, okay? And here's something that bothers me about leather halters. I gotta just get this stuff off my chest because it bugs me. That's why I like these live videos. I can just kind of just talk. But I see these horses and I see like super expensive thoroughbreds and whatever else, and they got a leather halter on, a beautiful leather halter, and it's hanging off their face, like drooping off their face. Okay, so, and I get it, it's like easier to take on and off because it's hanging down. But I mean, seriously, if they go to like scrape, and then they're loose in the pasture like that, and they got this leather halter dangling off their face. For one, the horse, all it has to do is go over and rub its ear on something, and it'll just fall off its head. And for 2, if it goes to itch, have you ever watched a horse itch? They can scratch with their hind leg all the way up to their face. They can get their foot caught. I have personally witnessed one of my grandpa's horses, my great grandpa had a horse, get a foot caught in a nylon halter. Leather will break, but the nylon ones don't. So, you know, it's like, why? But here's my thoughts as to what it looks like when a halter is hanging off a horse's face, when it's droopy, okay? You know how there's those kids who walk around with their pants, like the guys that think they're all cool and they walk around with their pants dangling down, you know, hanging off their butts? Everybody's seen that. You know what I'm talking about? So, and then think of somebody who wears their pants like where they belong, you know, pulled up where they should be. So, and then some people kind of pull their pants up a little too tight, okay? But, so think about that. Every time somebody in my barn has their halter hanging off the horse's face, I'm like, oh, look, it's like somebody with their pants drooping down. Makes me crazy. So that's exactly how I view it, okay? So you want your pants to fit in the right spot. You don't want them dangling down. You don't want them hiked way up. You want your pants to fit properly. Put your halter on your horse's face like you'd put your pants on, please. And I don't see many guys with saggy drawers riding horses, so I guess it doesn't apply to them. But yeah, don't do it, man. It's so not cool. Don't do it. You're gonna be embarrassed looking back if you do that. So don't do it. All right. So yeah, if you're gonna put a beautiful leather halter on your horse, make sure that it's up on their face. So the only time that I really use a leather halter, you know, they look really great for photos. They're very eye-catching. They are beautiful, but it's the same thing with the nylon halters. Same thing. You're not gonna get very good training accomplished with a leather halter because, again, there's so much, like, they're able to brace against it. So, and if you've got a horse that's really sensitive and gives really well, that's one thing. But you get a horse that wants to sit back against it, it just takes so long to teach them to come forward. So for me, a rope halter makes a lot more sense. So don't, let's see, what else was I gonna say about these? I had some good, hi, don't chew on me, please. No chewing. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. So hello, Germany, welcome. So another thing that people will do, my horse isn't, my horse is running me over or whatever. I'm gonna get flipped over. My horse is running me over, they're rude on the ground, blah, 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 or just because I think it looks cool, I'm gonna take the chain, see the chain? Your lead shank here, and the chain is, oh, I don't know, it's like 1.5 feet long, and then the lead rope starts. They take that chain, and then they run it over the horse's nose, or under the chin. So I'm gonna tell you a quick story about that, okay? Because when you show horses, that's something that you just kind of do. Like when you go in a halter class, you got a chain. I'm going to change that though. I'm going to be the change you want to see the world. I'm going to be different. So when I take all the kids to the shows, eventually I'm going to replace these chains with lead ropes with just I'm going to find leather lead ropes with just a snap on the end instead of having a shank on it. So would you quit flipping me over back there? So what I usually do is I just loop it, or we find a way of putting it on where it's not gonna like affect the horse so much. And I teach all the kids how to use it in a manner that is not going to be putting pressure. So it just is what it is. It's the industry, and it's what's always been done. And I think until people start changing things, it's just how it is. Yeah, and then sometimes people will run them through their mouths too. So I just don't believe in that. So what happened one time though is I had a kid, her name's Katie, and oh gosh, I was 18 when Katie started taking lessons with me, and she was 5. So, and now Katie is like, she is a, Katie is now a vet, and I contact her all the time for questions. It's so cool to watch all my kids grow up over the years and all the stuff that they do. But, so Katie was showing my horse Poco, and Poco was amazing. Oh my gosh, there's so many, I have so many stories to share with you about Poco, but so many good ones and so many scary ones, and just stuff that happened where I'm like, okay, I'm glad nobody died. But here's these two being cute. So Katie goes out into this showmanship class. If you don't know what showmanship is, it's where you lead the horse in, present them, and the horse is judged on how you present them. Or the horse isn't being judged per se, but the horse is judged on how like polished and cleaned up and beautiful and everything is, but it's how you present it that you're being judged on, okay? That's what showmanship is. Where halter classes, you're being judged on the conformation of the actual horse. So fitting and showing is another way of saying showmanship, okay? So anyway, Katie goes into this showmanship class, and she goes to square Poco up for the judge, and that's when you make them stand with their feet nice and square. So their feet are all like, they're standing in a nice rectangle basically. Susie, you're a welder? That's so cool. That's awesome. Sorry, I got distracted. So anyway, she's squaring the horse up for the judge, and for some reason that chain must have, I mean, she wasn't pulling on him, nothing, but that chain, the way it was, must have just pinched a nerve or something, but he suddenly like went up and just flipped over. And we were all like, oh my gosh. I mean, that's so non-typical of Poco. He's the most easygoing dude ever. And he just calmly like walks around. Don't paw behind me, please. He just walks in the class like, hey, whatever, not a care in the world. Oh, we got ponies fighting over there. Can you see them? And then just like flips over. It was crazy. Those ponies love to play. They're gonna rear up and, oh, it's hard for me to get this though. Can you guys see them? They're having a ball. So somebody said, just because it's tradition doesn't make it right as far as chains go. And, you know, I don't even think about it being tradition. It's that people just don't know how to handle their animals, and that's what it is, you know. So, but yeah, it's just what you do with shows, and I think it should change. But and I think that we should all go out there and try to be the change that we want to see, and not just complain about it. So if there's something that you don't like that you see, just go out there and make a difference somehow. But don't do it by bashing other people and being hateful and all that kind of stuff. That's not the way to do stuff. So, yeah, Lynn, exactly. You know, it's mandatory at times, and that's just it. Is if it's not your horse and you're just kind of being, Lynn mentioned like at a racetrack and stuff, it was mandatory. But you know, when it's like your own horse is doing your own thing and all that, like you've got a choice as to what you want to use and how you want to use it. So same if you work at a breeding operation. I worked at a place that had a breeding operation, and there was a specific bridle used for the stallion for breeding, and you know, it's maybe not something that I would do, but it was how they did it, and it was how I had to do it, and I had to handle the horses the way that I was expected to handle the horses. So I did things that I didn't want to do, but it was just how it, I mean, it's, you're an employee. It's what you got to do. So, but with your own horses, you do what works best for you and your horses, okay? So, but yeah, with Poco, when he flipped over, though, it was like, oh my gosh. And that was my first, like, eye-opening experience. And I was like, oh. And I felt so bad, because I'm like, that's not something that he would just do. That hurt. Something hurt him. And, oh, these ponies are so funny, guys. For real, like, they are just having a ball. We're going to take a moment and watch ponies. I wish they would come over here and do that. They're so funny. And they do that all the time. And Manzer and Bear, oh my gosh. Manzer and Bear have the best time. They have so much fun. So these little geldings are so fun for him to play with. Somebody asked if I clip my horses. That means, do I shave their hair off? No, I don't. I don't. And I'll talk about that a different day. I'm not against other people doing it. If you want to clip your horse, you go for it. But I just don't. I'm low maintenance. I don't like to do things that are high maintenance. So it's just not what I like. So going back to talking about these 3 different kinds of halters, that's how they're used and the purpose. The purpose of all of it. I'm watching Rosie for a sec here. Rosie's got some issues right now. She's pretty, I think we're dealing with a little bit of laminitis here. Her front feet are a little sore. I've been in touch with the vet and my good friend who's a farrier. So I'm keeping a close eye on Rosie, but she's not feeling very good. When I say not feeling very good, I mean she's a little sore. Yeah. Oh, you guys see those ponies still in the background rearing up? I was hoping Rosie would walk a little bit so you could see her move. Oh, Manzer's gonna go over there and cause trouble now. Yeah, so the biggest thing that's changed though in Rosie's world is she comes in pretty frequently and gets used, and nobody's really been using her. Yeah, Manzer's gonna go over there and cause trouble. So Rosie needs to move around and get some work done. It's good for them to exercise and to move. So just lack of movement may have caused some problems there too. Can you guys see those 3 boys? Lynn, yes, the digital pulse. I have felt for a digital pulse. I cannot feel anything. So we're just trying to keep her on soft surfaces. So it's relatively soft out here, but she may end up, I may be bringing her into a stall and give it some deep bedding and keep her in there for a while, or in my arena. I think she needs to be able to move around on soft surfaces. And it is pretty soft out here. This manure is pretty squishy, but yeah, these boys are gonna play. Okay, so there you go. There, you guys get to see some action. Okay, I gotta move because you guys gotta be able to see this. It's so fun to watch them. I gotta remove all my stuff. Ouch. Okay, I'm gonna try to stand where I'm not going to be intriguing to them. So they gotta be in the background, and hopefully they'll play and rear up and be goofy. So, okay, I think that's all I had to say about halters at the moment. And I can go through more detailed and show you different things about how to lead the horses, how to put a rope halter on properly, all that stuff. But what do I think about tying with a rope halter? Of course I tie with a rope halter. I think that's very important to tie with a rope halter. They learn to not pull back. But my horses are taught how to give to pressure. That's the biggest thing. Some people, they won't trailer horses with a rope halter. Some people, they won't tie a horse with a rope halter and all this stuff. And I'm like, well, if you teach the horse to give to pressure, then you don't have problems. How old is Bear? He's like 14 maybe. Hi, Nika. He's 14 or so. 14 or 15. I don't remember, to be honest. Bear and Manzer are really good buddies. I can't wait to show you guys the videos of, you know, as you know, I still have quite a few, I have quite a few videos of Manzer that I have not edited and posted yet, and that's coming. It'll come. Now that I know that I can post videos over 15 minutes, it'll be a breeze to get those out there because I won't have to edit everything out. So I'm just gonna keep this on them so you guys can watch them while I, hi Masters Equine, welcome. Thanks for joining in. Glad you could make it. So Eugene, you asked about, he's got his leg over Lucky. Do you guys see that? He has a leg over. Eugene, you asked about gelding, and his testicles have not dropped yet. The dark horse that's next to Manzer, that's Lucky, my one-eyed pony. And so yeah, his testicles have not dropped yet, so he's not ready to be gelded at this time, because that would require like major surgery to get in there and take him out, where gelding is usually very easy. So these two are so funny. So we'll just see how his temperament is and how it goes, but it would be a while. It would be a while before I gelded him anyway. But I have to make sure that, I mean, he'd have to be removed from the pasture. If I do wait too long to geld him, he'll be removed from the pasture. So he either is going to be kept as a stud and be moved to his own paddock, or he's going to be kept with these guys and gelded. So I can't wait too long to geld him if I'm going to do it. It's going to be just because I don't have the space for that. So yeah, that is Lucky, and he has one eye, and he is a Welsh pony. Linda, that's cool. Linda just said I have 106 people listening. That's neat. I had no idea. I don't know how to see that stuff. So look at him, hey? This is cool. I'm so glad that they're playing with you guys watching. You just never know what's gonna happen. They have a lot of fun out here. Ooh! Ouch! Oh, now Manzer's gotta go get revenge. Oh, he got bonked in the jaw pretty good. He's like, ouch, that hurt. Stella, shush. You don't need to get involved. Look at, he's got to go over to Mom for comfort. He's like, Mom, he just hurt me. Oh, I see blood. Oh. Okay. Hey, buddy. Uh-oh. Can I see? All right, hold on, guys. Can I see? Can I see? Uh-oh. I can't tell what's bleeding. Okay, guys, I gotta be creative here and try to put this. Try to put that. I think it's just a little cut on his lip. Oh, poor buddy. But he's like, no, don't touch it. Okay. You guys, bear with me for 1 second. I gotta try to see what's going on here. I'm gonna put this in my back pocket for a moment, okay? So hold on. Okay, he just let me look at it. I got a really good look at it. When Jason comes out here, if he does, I'll show you guys. But he cut his gums. So right below his tooth, he cut his gums. He just stood here so nice for me to look at it too. Wonder if I can show you. It's not there, it's on the bottom. It's on the bottom. Here, be a good boy. Can you see that? What a good boy he is. He's like, here, I'll chew on your finger in the meantime. You see that right there? He just got a little cut. Got a little cut on his gums. So, but it's amazing. Mouth injuries, they bleed so bad. So had I not been here and watched it, I may not have even known that it ever happened. So that's the cool thing about being out here with the horses, is you just never know what's going to happen. Poor buddy. Poor bugger. That's just kind of how it works. So, okay, who has, I can answer a few more questions. Okay. Yeah, that happens really fast. Like, and horses are so accident prone. Guys, I'm freezing here. Yeah, it's kind of like if you didn't see Ona's, when Ona got bit, when I introduced her to the pasture, pardon me while I'm like, oh, look at, Lucky's like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. And they're probably gonna start roughhousing again. They get over it pretty fast. I have Ona and I have Blossom for buckskins. Lynn, yeah, the only kind of halters that I like are, I only like rope halters. I don't like other kinds of halters. There they go again. Oh, Tova's at the gate. Annabelle is, let's see. She's like 12 or 13, I think. Yeah, Manzer's right back at it. I do transport my horses and rope halters. Actually, okay, let's talk about that for a minute. So, transporting horses, putting them in the trailer. I use rope halters for everything, okay? So if I have to tie, and I always have a knife in my pocket. That's the thing. If you have a knife in your pocket, you can cut it if you needed to, okay? So like, you know, I guess my only concern with using a rope halter in a trailer, all right? Say you're in a terrible accident and you've got your horse in the trailer behind you. The trailer flips over and it doesn't, the halter, rope halters don't break. So, and actually I say that they don't break, but I've actually had one break before, but that's a whole different story. That was intense. So anyway, you know, if it didn't break and say your trailer flipped over and your horse is in there and they're, you know, they've got this rope halter pulling on them, you ought to have a knife in your pocket, you know, and hopefully, I mean, that's worst case scenario though. So always have a knife. If you're a horseman, you always have a knife in your pocket because you never know when things are going to go wrong, okay? So, but I know some people who will only trailer a horse in a thick halter. They won't trailer with a rope halter. The trailer is probably the #1 place that I suggest using a rope halter because there's a lot of horses that don't load well. And that's the one place that they're going to resist going in. So trailer loading is one of my favorite things to do. I absolutely love trailer loading, and the more problems, the better for me. So I absolutely love it. It's so fun. Now Tara's asking me who's my top 3 mares that I would like to breed. Ona, Blossom, and Nakona. Those are the 3 that I would love to get babies from someday. I'm going to be coming out here pretty soon, okay? Not right now, honey. Tova, I don't want you coming out because I don't have anywhere safe for you to be without me being right with you, okay? Because I'm too distracted. No, they're flipping me off of it. Sorry, guys. Tova's got questions for me. She wants to be out here, but I'm not comfortable with her coming out in the middle. So, but anyway, with trailer loading, you know, I see no reason to use something different besides a rope halter. And when I trailer, if I go long distances and I'm in a stock, my horses are loose. I travel with them being loose. So like when I got Ona, she was put into the trailer, she was left loose, and she stayed in there for 2 days on the way home. So that's how we got her home from North Dakota. So if you haven't seen Ona's story, be sure to check that out because I've got a whole playlist on it and it's pretty darn cool. Her whole story is there that I've got so far. So check it out. Somebody just said that they load with a rope halter but have a different one for the drive. Why? Like, what's the point of that? I don't understand. I don't know. It just seems like too much. It seems like nonsense to me. I don't know why. I see no reason to doing that personally. So I wouldn't. But I also use a thing called a clip in the trailer that I will use. So like if my horses are in a stock trailer or in a slant trailer, what I'll do, because I have so many kids at my barn and they all are expected to load their own horses. But it's really hard for kids to reach up and get to the tie ring so they can tie. So I've got these things called the clip, and you can walk into the trailer and just clip it. So you put it where it needs to be and you just clip it on. And it works out really, really good because they can get in the trailer and out really fast, and we don't have to worry with them trying to tie. And I think it's safer. So that's what we do. And then we use the slants, and the horse is stuck in that slant anyway. So they're not going anywhere. I'm not worried about them pulling back or anything like that. So. Tova, no. You cannot come out here. I'm sorry. Okay? So, yeah, so with, so I just saw somebody asking about donating. If you would like to donate anything, sorry, I'm just answering a question, but if you are interested in donating something, my PayPal is listed down in the description below. Otherwise, Super Chat is good as well. So now with, and just so you guys know that if you do make a donation, that does go towards all of my video equipment, okay? So anything that I can get to make better quality videos, I will donate, or anything that is donated will go directly towards that. So YouTube does keep 30% of everything that's donated through Super Chat, I believe, but my PayPal is listed in the description below. So, and if you do donate the amount that you just showed on the screen, thank you very much. That's very generous of you. Tova, somebody says hi to you. She's sitting there, not impressed that she can't come out here, her and the dog. So, all right, let's see. Yes, Manzer's personality is, he is such a good boy. He is absolutely such a good boy. And I really love how curious he is and playful and everything like that. He's just wonderful. Thank you, Monica. Have a great day. He's awesome. Manzer has a birthday coming up. May 11th, he will be a year old. So that's going to be really exciting just to see how it goes with him. Now, I don't know how to say your name that just came up on the screen, but yeah, it is pretty amazing when people do that. It's so nice. Okay, guys, any other questions before I make my way back up to the barn? I think we can go say hi to Miss Kitty real quick if you'd like. Well, just to answer your question, you know, that's how YouTube makes money. And so same thing with the AdSense. So how YouTubers make money is from, hi Cinnamon, is from the ads, okay? So the ads that show on the YouTube videos, that's how, see you later, Jem, thanks for joining. So YouTube makes money off the ads, but that's how the content creators make money off of their channel, is from people watching the ads. So YouTube keeps, same with memberships, YouTube will keep 30% of the membership money as well. So when I start memberships, that's you know, something to keep in mind is that 30% of it will go to 30% of it will go to YouTube, and 70% of it will go to the content creator. So how old is too old to breed a mare, somebody says. Well, Nika was 18 when I bred her. She was 19 when she foaled. And she is not too old to breed. My husband is asking me questions via text while I'm trying to talk to you guys. I'm sorry. So Jason, I know. There, I'm responding to my husband. So Jason's on his way out actually. So he's gonna say hi to you guys. But so Nika is not too old to breed. She is very healthy, and it would be fine for me to breed her again. That's what the vet said. She didn't see any issues in it, so that's super cool. And I've talked to multiple vets about that actually. I have several vets who are friends, and yeah. And Nika was a maiden mare, so it was harder on her because she was older. But it was a little harder on her because she was older, I think. You know, she didn't know what to expect, and if she were younger, I think it would have been easier. So my recommendation is breed them. If you breed them younger, you've got it's easier for them. So I know. So there's Muffin. So now that
my brother's gonna ride her.
Now that Angela, yes, PayPal does charge me, but it's very small. Since mine is a business PayPal, because I run a business, it does charge me just a little bit. It's kind of the same as if I were taking a credit card or something. 10 is not too old to breed by any means. So if your horse is 10 years old, they're perfectly fine as long as they're healthy. So, but you know, Ona, I would love to breed her someday, and I would breed her younger for sure. I wouldn't wait until she's 19 to breed her. I would want to get a baby out of her earlier. And then if you wanted to wait several years in between, so if you wanted to wait 10 more years to breed them again, that's fine, but it is easier on them if they have a baby when they're younger. What type of stud would I breed Nika to if I did it again? I really like the stud I bred her to. I think he is so nice, so I would certainly consider that. Marianne, I only have bred one horse of my own. Stella, no. And he is he'll be a registered quarter horse. Okay, Muffin, we're leaving you. Tova, come on through here. Don't get shocked by the fence. Okay, here we go to the fence. Hopefully I don't rip my pants again.
Mommy, this off.
Oh, pick it up if you can. Oh. Okay. So we're gonna go inside to Miss Kitty. I'm freezing, guys. It's cold out here today. What a bummer. The sunshine was so nice. Kevin says he doesn't have any questions. Okay, thank you, Kevin, for letting me know.
You should tell people not to bring candy into the pasture.
Oh, Tova, go ahead and say that again.
Never bring candy in the pasture.
She says, never bring candy. Advice from a 7-year-old. So I keep finding candy wrappers all over the place, and usually everybody here is so good about stuff like that. But yeah, recently been finding candy wrappers all over, and I just don't like that.
Actually, don't bring candy in the barn.
No. Okay, we're gonna go out and say hi to Miss Kitty. She's right here. Stay there, Stella.
But I get to come, yay.
Okay.
No hay bag.
Miss Kitty, oh, there she is. She is just hanging out. Should you discipline or correct a disrespectful horse at a public barn that isn't yours? Well, if a horse is trying to bite you or something, then absolutely don't allow that. But if it's not your horse, don't worry about it. But if you're trying to keep yourself out of danger, that's different. So there's self-defense is totally acceptable. But are you going to go and like train somebody else's horse, or is that okay? No, it's not your place. Okay, too many all at once. There are trash cans. Oh, Tova, be careful, honey. You scared her. There are trash cans at the farm. This is not working. The lighting is weird now. Somebody suggested putting more trash cans out at the barn. No, there's one in each barn, and people need to just pick up after themselves, period. So I'm not going to deal with that. We're going to go over by Miss Kitty and just hang out with her. Miss Kitty's like, oh, are you going to give me my medicine? Please don't give me my medicine. She really hates it. Every day she has to have medicine for a whole month. Right now we're treating her for ulcers. So why don't I pick a friend for Miss Kitty to hang out with? That's a great question, and I'd be happy to answer that because I've been getting that question a lot. Miss Kitty has food available 24/7, okay? So she has chopped hay that is almost $20 for 40 pounds. That is in a stock tank for her to eat at all times. She also has a couple of different types of feed available at all times. If I put a buddy with her, she will, the buddy will just eat all of her food. So it's not a good idea for me to put another horse with her at this time. So she is completely removed from the herd right now. She's not been out with the herd for since sometime in February. So, and I do have, I'll be sharing that whole story with you. So, so stay tuned. You'll get to see all that and how it kind of panned out. But yeah, she's totally by herself now because I have to keep. Could I put her in the round arena with a friend? I don't have a round arena to put her in. So Miss Kitty has to be in a paddock by herself right now. She's got a very large, she's in the same spot that Manzer and Nika were in when he was little. So, so anyway, that's the deal with Miss Kitty. She has to be by herself right now because I need to monitor her water and she needs to have food available at all times. She really doesn't care that she's alone right now. She likes to be around the other horses, but she's not one that needs to be close to anybody. She gets kind of annoyed. Miss Kitty's the type of horse that she likes to be invited to the party, but she doesn't necessarily want to go. So that's kind of her way of doing stuff.
Hold on to me.
Well, look at who's here.
Daddy.
Hello, husband.
Hello.
So, and then there's boy child. So, but that's been like the #1 question though that people have been saying about Miss Kitty on the recent videos I posted about her is, well, why don't you give her a friend? Well, she can't have a friend right now. So,
She could have a goat.
she could have, well, the goat would eat all of her food and Daddy doesn't want a goat.
What about a sheep?
No
What
goats,
about
no
a chicken?
sheep.
What about a chicken?
No.
A chicken should have a great time.
We already have a petting zoo. We don't need more.
Yeah, we have lots of critters.
No, I don't mean these.
So Miss Kitty, breed-wise,
So like a duck or a chicken.
breed-wise, Miss Kitty is, she's just a mutt, basically. She is a pinto, so that's her color is pinto, but she is, her sire is a paint. Her mom is part Arab, part pinto, part quarter horse. So she's a little bit of everything. She's a Heinz 57. So yeah, Tova's sitting on the gate. So is Bodie.
I'm sitting. He's not.
Miss Kitty's.
She's getting nice in her old age.
She is. Did you hear what Jason just said? She's getting nice in her old age. There was a time where it really wasn't all that nice.
No.
So.
Ah. Mommy.
Yeah, she's super sweet now. She really likes attention. Kids Horses, what's your video idea? I'd like to hear it. Master Equine says hi to Tova and Bodie.
Hi.
Yeah, Marianne, I really love some Arab too. It's just awesome. Sienna, you'll have to go back to the beginning to watch that. I use rope halters, period, all the time.
Yeah,
Thank you, Angela.
On the other, a hole right there.
I know, well, all horses have a little divot there, but hers is deeper because she's older. See that little divot right there?
The older they get, the deeper it gets.
Yes. Usually.
Yeah.
You're reading?
Yeah, there's a lot of comments coming through. So everybody says hi.
Hi.
Hi, 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 hi. Hi, hi.
This is what quarantining looks like at our house.
Yeah, we just snuggle ponies.
We basically do the same thing we do every day.
Hi, 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 hi. And the pony's snuggling me. Hi, hi. Wait. She's actually going like.
Masters Equine, you're gonna have to, would you please leave that comment in the, I think you said to talk about the horse's lineage and stuff, but would you leave that comment in the comment section after the video is uploaded and processed? Because then I can go back and actually look at that. Jason, what is it like being married to a crazy horse lady?
Oh, God.
Oh boy.
Expensive. Yeah. So.
He knew what he was getting into from the beginning.
Sort of.
Missy says hi.
Hi, Missy. When I met Brandy,
Stop doing that though because you can't hear over that.
her dad, first thing he asked me was if I knew how to throw hay. That should have been a pretty clear indication of what I had ahead of me.
You know,
And then when we got married, I think his exact comment was, "Your problem now."
Nice. Thanks, Dad. Thanks, Dad. So nice. Oh,
It's good though. It's a
Yeah.
good place for kids to grow up.
it is. Farm life is awesome.
I'm always gonna.
You're always gonna live on a farm? You sure? You have to pay rent.
What's
though.
it like being married to Jason? Oh,
I'm not even gonna rent. I'm gonna buy this place.
Choose your words carefully.
What? What did they say?
Mama's.
I can't imagine it any other way.
Oh, that's so nice. Mama's fixing to say some rude stuff.
No. Yeah, no, it's been, gosh, we've been married since 2003. Got married in 2003. So we've been together forever.
Like this song was
We've
just
been, let's see, I was
very-
20. So, and I'm going to be 40 in July. So half of my life we've been together. We met when I was 20.
Just bury
So
yourself
the
in
better half, huh?
Yeah.
Of your life with me?
Yeah.
The second half, huh?
You complete me.
Yeah.
What?
Guess what?
What?
I found out why
Mommy,
half
you know
the
what I
problem
don't
why
get?
snow's so wet when she comes in.
Mommy,
Why?
From
Me?
outside,
Just a minute, please.
rolls straight in the snowbank,
Yeah, she loves to roll in the snow.
and she buries herself in it like this.
What were you going to say, Bodhi?
get is every time I come over here, Miss Kitty's always over at the gate.
She likes to visit with you.
Yeah, it's because she's lonely.
Yeah, she can see all of her buddies right there. And you know, when I'm feeding and stuff and the horses come out, they always come over to visit with her and she just kind of turns around and leaves. So I think she's enjoying her I think she doesn't mind her living situation at all right now. So that makes me glad because at first I think she was really worried. And so
she would get along with like a chicken or something.
with a chicken. The cat hangs out with her a lot. Clover the cat is with her all the time. So, and there's like this fence. See the fence right there, that wood fence? The cats love to walk back and forth on that, and they will just sit there and visit with the horses that are in this pen. It's pretty funny. They like that. So, yeah. All right. Anybody else have any other questions? We'll be back again tomorrow at 3 o'clock, or 3-ish, I should say. And I'm going to try to come up with another topic. So if you've got ideas for topics that you want me to talk about in these live videos that I'll be doing every day during the Corona Chronicles, leave it in the comment below and I will, I'll definitely consider it. So, but make sure to comment after the video is done so I can actually see it. And thank you again. We made $27 off today's video. So thank you again to everybody who super chatted. I really appreciate that. You guys are making a huge difference in or going to be making a huge difference in my video quality, and I appreciate that so much. Master Equine, we have 16 horses in our herd. We actually own 15. The mule's not technically mine, so.
Yeah. Okay.
She's not mine yet. I don't own her yet, but I might soon. We'll see.
This is like saying that I won't do what you tell me to do. Technically, I don't work for you, but that's just not how it works.
So, all right. Jason just fell in the snow. Okay, guys, thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day.
In an hour.
Figure out how to get out of this. Bye.
Bye.